conventional.
Wait a minute. Isn't what you really want a woman who has a lot of money, who can help take you out of your financial state?
Well, that would be good, but the money could come and go. If I marry a capable, competent woman, like even if she has no money, then that's like when you get married, it's like you're roped together. And so, like if you're alone and the Indians come after you, they can attack from behind. But if there are two of you, there's no behind. You're kind of protected against the world. So when the Indians come and attack you, like she handles this half and you handle the Indians on this half. So if I want a capable, competent woman, so even if she's got no money, she's capable and competent, that's someone that I don't mind being attached to. Like if someone's got a lot of money, but she's got these killer flaws that are, that say, oh, when the Indians attack, she's going to lie down. She's going to be a burden around my neck. She's going to be a millstone to me. So I want someone who's formidably competent and capable.
Okay, and you don't see that. And when you went to Limud, LA, just to bring us back to the topic, you went to Limud, LA. What was the problem with these women?
That they weren't interested in me.
Oh, so it didn't matter who. It didn't matter who they were. They weren't interested. That was the real problem.
Yeah, they weren't interested. I mean, like that sucks when you go up and you say hi to someone and you start talking to them and they've got zero interest in you.
Okay.
They ask no questions about you. They don't touch you unnecessarily. They don't say, hey, this is my room. Come up later, let's study some Torah. Or let's meet in the hot tub and, go over some Gemara. No, they just like, hey, Levi. At best they kind of feel sorry for me. It's like, oh, here's Levi, he's a loser, but I feel sorry for him.
Aren't you projecting something onto them that they're saying to you rather than giving them a chance to find out what they're thinking? No,
I could know what they were thinking by what they were doing. If they said, let me drop to my knees right now and acknowledge you as my savior, then, I would understand that they were, that they were moved. Or if they said, Levi, I love your Torah talks, let me give you a hand. Again, they're putting themselves on the line, or Levi, I've got something I want to show you, come up to my room later, or Levi, what do you think of this outfit, or Levi, I've got these high heels, I know you like high heels, I'll wear the high heels while we study Torah. But they didn't offer any of that. There was no, let's get into the hot tub, I've got this new bathing suit. It's like,
I don't think you gave him a chance. That's my personal. I wasn't there, but I don't think you gave him a chance. I think that, the way you just described it, you're expecting sparks to go off and chicks to see you and just jump all over you. But sometimes it don't work like that. But that doesn't mean they hate you. It doesn't,
I'm not saying they hate me. They just have no interest in me romantically, dating-wise,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How many of them were from?
I think there might have been 2 frum women that I.
And what about the 2 frummies?
They weren't up for Levi.
Okay, I'm thinking like this, and I just could be way off. What if the ones who weren't frum? And tell me if if you think I'm way off, folks. Just put it out in the chat room and tell me I'm full of it. But I'm just throwing this out there. What if the ones who weren't frum were put off by you for the following 2 reasons? Some know that you were involved in the porn industry, right? And 3 reasons. Some know that you were involved in porn.
Yeah, a lot of that skews women out.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Okay. Number 2 is some know that on your blog you've trashed a lot of people that they might have known.
Yeah, that's a lot of people too. Yeah.
Right. And then a 3rd group just might be scared by your beard.
That's true too. So, the Russian Jew says, look, back when you were a guy and you had Hollywood good looks, how popular were you with the ladies? I was never, super popular. I mean, when I first moved to LA and I was 27 and, I was ready to mingle, I mingled with, a dozen or 2 dozen women in my first year here. But, number 1, that's not the road to lasting happiness. Number 2, they generally weren't the creme de la creme. They were generally 40 years old. And so they were grateful for a young muffin. And I was grateful because they opened up to me, but they weren't like the creme de la creme. And I want to get with the creme de la creme.
Okay, he also says, so shave the beard. And I want to hear what your reaction is, because I have my own reaction to that.
Well, I'd be willing, when I meet a good woman who's willing to date me, I'll let her shave my beard, and then she can think, oh, I changed him. Women love that.
Because women dig that stuff.
Yeah.
Women dig that. They need to feel like they've changed you, yeah. I've talked about your beard, right?
Yeah.
And I said, like, you know, it could be a put-off, and people agreed with me.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not saying you should shave it off, because I think it's something holy, right?
Yeah.
I think, and this is the truth, if there's a woman out there who looks at Levi and isn't put off by the beard at all, she's like, oh, that's a spiritual thing, that's cool. That's a keeper. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a woman you go, hey, she can see right through all this.
I've had 2 women now in the last month or so offer to sleep with me if I shave my beard. So neither of them were Orthodox, but in many ways, unorthodox women have a lot going on, a lot to offer, and their own like unique qualities. Like Reform and Conservative Jews, they often do it before marriage.
They do?
Yeah.
Blasphemy. It's horrible. All right, have we covered the Lima Dele, or do you have anything more to say about that? What else is going on in the chat? Anything I need to know about?
No, go to your notes.
Oh, look who else is here. Mayla's here, or is it Machla? I don't know how to pronounce your... Mala? How's it going? Good to see you here. Are you able to view it better? All right, so the next topic that I wanted to discuss, we're good on that?
Yeah, Glenn Beck and the Reform Rabbis.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
What's your... Oh, let me give the background, then we'll get your opinion on it, okay? And then I'll give my opinion, too. I just want to give people the background so they don't know what the hell we're talking about. Glenn Beck, who's a political commentator, pundit, as they say, kind of right-wing, kind of really right-wing, you know. He got himself in a little bit of hot water. A couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half ago or so, he did a week-long series on Fox. I got to tell you the truth. I watch Fox pretty religiously. He's not one of my favorite reasons to watch. It's kind of boring. His show, I think, is boring, to be honest. Like, I like watching Bill O'Reilly because it's exciting and it's always, like, fresh and you get, like, all these people talking and stuff. And I like watching Sean Hannity. He has, like, a whole panel of people. And I like watching Fox All-Stars. I like getting, like, a lot of input. Beck is like, he lectures you for an hour and, like, you're in his classroom and he doesn't bring anybody in to disagree with him or anything. And I just find it boring. And I find myself not watching him during that hour. You know, not because he's too controversial, just because he's boring. The show doesn't hold me. But anyways, I got caught, and I don't usually watch it, but whatever the reason was, I don't remember. A couple of months ago, he had a week-long series in which he dissected, what's that guy's name? George Soros, who's a billionaire Jew, a secular Jew, a really left-wing Jew, who's a financier of MoveOn.org, and a lot of left-wing, way left-wing kind of hate outlets where they hate on conservatives, and you know they try to muck the mud, or you know they're muckraking things, and they try to make conservatives look bad. And you know, great Jew, huh? You know, like you can imagine with all those billions of bucks if he'd used that money for something good, you know, and gave it to yeshivas and funded people to learn and sit all day in Israel. Okay.
That'd be great.
It would be great?
Yeah, because it wouldn't be from the public tip.
Okay. I think it would be great too. You know, and if he did something like that, you know. But instead, you know, he's like, his religion is not Judaism, his religion is liberalism and trashing conservative. I mean, great. Okay, so anyways, so Glenn Beck did a whole week, and I happened to see, like I don't watch Glenn Beck that often, and I happened to see a couple of the shows that week, and he did a thing on George Soros, and he tried to give like background on this guy, and really painted him in a negative light, and tried to show that he was a corroborator, if you will, with the Nazis. When he was a kid, you know, when his father and him were young, in wartime Europe, they were Nazi corroborators. And I was watching the whole thing, I found it very interesting. My attitude was, if he was so young at the time, I can't hold it against him. That's my personal attitude, right? But I watched Glenn Beck at least 2.5 hours of it that week. I watched a good couple of days because I was kind of intrigued, like, where's this going to go? So I tuned back in the next day. I wasn't offended by anything he said. Now, granted, I didn't watch all 5 hours of it, but I was not offended by anything